The word opera means work, actually means works. It's the plural of the word opera, so the Latin. And in Italian, it refers generally to works of art. Lyric refers to what we think of as opera, as a musical drama. Opera was a commonplace in Italy for almost thousands of years before it became commercial as a venture. During those years, several things happened, primarily linguistic or thematic, and both involving secularization. Musical drama started in the churches. It was an educational tool. It was used primarily as a vehicle for teaching religion, and was generally presented in Latin language of the Christian Church, which had considerable influence in Italy at that time. The language of everyday life was evolving in Europe, and at a certain point in the Middle Ages, it was really only merchants, aristocrats, and clergy who could deal with Latin. The vast majority of the population use their own regional vernacular in all aspects of their lives. And so, in what is now Italy, opera was quit being presented in Latin and started being presented in Italian. And when that happened, the theme of representation also started to change. And musical drama moved from the church to the plaza, right outside the church. Now, opera was no longer about teaching religion as it was about satire, about expressing the idea of society, your government, without committing yourself to writing and risking imprisonment or persecution, or what have you. Opera, as we think of it, is, of course, meow meow, meow meow, meow meow. Expressing the idea of society or government without committing yourself and risking imprisonment or persecution or what have you. Opera, as we think of it, is, of course, it the term melodious drama being shortened eventually to melodrama because opera regularly were melodramatic and not to say unrealistic. And the crews put first opera together that we have today even were They took classical theater and reproduced it in Renaissance time. This produces some of the opera we have today. What happened in the following century is very simple. Opera originated in Italy but was not confined to Italy any more than the Italians were. And so, as Italians migrated across Europe, they carried theater with them, and opera specifically because it was an Italian form. What happened is that the major divide in opera that endured today took place. The French said opera ought to reflect the rhythm and the cadence of dramatic literature. They are talking about the golden age in French literature, and so the music was secondary, if you will, to the dramatic cadence of language, to the way the rhythm of language was used to express feeling and used to add drama. And of course, as a result, instead of aria or solos, which would come to dominate the Italian opera, the French relied on what it is that is Italian called recitativo or recitative in English. Usually can talk of real people who live in opera and they rely on mythology to give them their characters and their plots. Mythology is a part of the tradition, the novel of chivalry of the episcopal church out of the Middle Ages. The Italians said no, this is a great historical tool, and what available to educate the public about the new terror they can see and listen to. The English appropriated opera after the French. The opera came later to England because the old theatres, public theatres, were closed, of course, during the Civil War. And it wasn't during the Restoration in 1616 the public theatre again opened and the opera took off. The English made a major adjustment to the opera and exported and they had learned to opera back to Italy. So that you have this circle of musical influences. The Italian invented opera, the French adapted it, the English adapted it, the Italian took it back. It came to America late and was considered too elitist for it. Long while, John J. Chapman wrote about opera cook. If our next What is your society like? What is this earth thing all about? You could do worse than take the creature to an opera. End quote. Because opera does, after all, begin with a man and a woman and an emotion. Hmm.